So when you say basic techniques, so you're basically saying that there's techniques that you can use. So if I said to you tonight, oh, it's actually cricket tonight, and you could have used the same techniques that you use with the dart players or similar dart players, badminton players, cricketers. There are those fundamental...
Absolutely. Like, the demands of different sports are different, such as the level of physiological arousal for darts is very different to if you're going to go into a cage fight. But working out what that level is and finding the tools to get you there is fundamental. So there are fundamental skills like self-talk, imagery, relaxation and goal setting that are applicable across all of sport and every sport.
So out of the four key aspects you gave us there, I mean, which one would you say, first of all, which one would you say is the key one in darts? And which one did the players engage with, do you feel, did they engage with the most?
Interesting. I think probably the key one, if somebody were truly committed to working through, would be imagery. I think just getting that first start where you want it to get it, knowing what you want to do and making it happen on a long-term basis would be a very, very interesting skill for a dart player. But the one that they engaged with the most was probably self-talk tonight. Just incorporating one word into their pre-shot routine that stopped any negativity coming in and focused them on what they wanted to do. That was the one that's certainly the most simple skill, but it's certainly the one that engaged most of the most.
Just going back to the imagery again, I mean, so what you're actually asking the players to do was to, almost as if they were either watching themselves on a TV screen, or the other way is actually they imagine it in their head. They're seeing themselves throw the dart. They're watching the dart whiz through the air and hitting the treble 20. Is that basically the skill that you were asking them to do?
Yeah, what I was trying to get them to do is to make it as real as possible. So they're not just seeing their dart in a treble 20. They're seeing their precise dart in that treble 20 with the correct flight song, the correct flight path, the correct sound, even the correct smell. You've got to make it as real as possible. And once you've done that, all you've got to do is step up and make it happen.
So how would you go about practicing the skill though? I mean, is it something you'd have to do on the dartboard, or I mean, for example, if you were sitting on a long train journey, is it the sort of thing you could do there, or if you've got a 10-minute break whilst you're, I don't know, tea break at work, can you practice away from the dartboard?
Yeah, the theory suggests that the building of the imagery uses the same parts of the brain as controlling the movement. So if you practice the imagery, it isn't quite as good as doing the practice, but it's certainly more effective than not doing it. So yeah, when you can't access a dartboard, then you can certainly access imagery, although your friends and relatives may wish you to remain present rather than go off into your head and play darts in your head. But if you can make it as real as possible, you can do it on the train, on the toilet, not while you're driving though, please.
Sound advice. One final question. Jamie, a lot of the commentators on the darts and the players themselves, in fact, in interviews, claim that 90% of darts is in the head. How would you respond to that?
Well, 90% of darts in the head isn't a pleasant image, but I would agree. Certainly that is generic across all sports, but especially those sports that are static, such as golf, darts. Even in badminton, you could say that the serve is a static skill, so rather than a dynamic skill. So whenever you've got those skills, you've got lots of time to think about things, and if you don't think about the right things, then the performance is going to drop.